Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rudi and thank you so much for being here. Today, we have a lot to talk about, so we're gonna be going through these quick. We have 8 different products to talk about, 4 favorites from the past month, 4 absolute flops. Every time it gets to the end of the month and it's time for me to pick out my flops specifically, I always am like, I don't know if I'm gonna have any flops this month. And then I go to my little flops bin. I have a bin that I keep in my closet of every time I get a flop, I put it in there. And that's where I go to pull out my flops from the month. And I always have a few. I already have a bunch for next month as well from my Sephora haul, which if you didn't see my Sephora sale haul video, it was the video right before this. I'll leave it down below. But since I just got those products, they technically didn't count towards my April flops. These are things that I had tried in April that were absolutely not the vibe. And then the things that I'm considering my favorites are mostly things that I wore while I was at Coachella, because that was a week of my time that I was in Palm Springs during April that I was like also planning for. So I had packed those products, made sure that they would work, and then I used them the entirety of the festival and they worked so well. Which to me, if makeup and skincare can work really well in the desert at Coachella, then it's definitely gonna work for you in your day-to-day life. So we'll talk about both of those things. We've got a lot of makeup in this video, a few skincare products as well. So if you are new here, like I said, my name is Rudi. We talk about skincare, makeup, hauls. We do vlogs, which we haven't done one in a long time. I need to do a vlog. We just talk about everything. It's basically old YouTube with new makeup, and I would love to have you subscribe. Also, as we go through these, as always, I will be having my favorites on my face. We will not be putting the flops on my face because that would just be downright rude to me and my face. So let's start off with a favorite. This was something that I've had for a long time and did not think about using, and suddenly brought it out while I was traveling because of the size of it, and now I absolutely love it. And that is the Well People Supernatural Stick Bronzer. If you've never heard of Well People, they are a drugstore / affordable brand at Target. They also have their own website, and it's like a clean, quote unquote, I think they're also at Ulta, if I remember correctly. They are like a clean vibe at the drugstore, and their stuff is still expensive. Like, this is about the same price as Tower 28, but because Tower 28 is sold in Sephora, it feels more expensive, but really when you look at the pricing, Well People is pretty expensive. I talked about their powder bronzers recently in a video. Absolutely love them. They have a lot of good products. I also really like their concealer from this brand. There are a few things that I'm like, about, which is why I was like, not so sure about this cream bronzer. But there's a lot of reasons why I like this. First of all, it's so little. It's just so teensy-toonsy that it is perfect for traveling, especially a cream bronzer like this. It has this perfect sort of finish to it, as you can see on my face and on my hand, where it's not completely matte, but also it's not shimmery or glittery. So I just returned, or am returning / giving away to a friend, the FAVES Beauty new bronzer, which I found was almost a cream to powder. And I'm not a huge fan of cream to powder formulas. I find that they settle into the skin and sometimes look even more dry than using just a regular powder. So I actually like a cream that has a creamy base to it, but is thick enough to stick together in a stick form. So I am a huge fan of this, not only for the formulation and the finish, but the shade itself is really good on my skin tone. This is in the shade Neutral Tan. This is one of their darker shades, and it pulls a little red, which I prefer over pulling orange. So it has like a really nice chocolatey brown undertone with just like a slight bit of a terracotta brick red color. You could also wear this as a blush, and I think that it looks really beautiful blended in with warmer tone blushes, especially in the summer. I prefer a shade match like this over a more, like I said, orangey type of pull, which is what the Freck one was. Just doesn't look good on me. It's not my favorite, and having olive tone skin, it just didn't complement my skin well. So I have been reaching for this more and more, even while I've been in my house, which usually I just have this in my travel case, but I pulled it out because I wanted to use it this week and this month, and it is going back in my travel case for the wedding that I have coming up this weekend. I could see myself fully going through this product. Let's talk about a brand that I don't know if I've ever brought up on this channel, or if I have, it's been years, which is Buxom. The only product I've ever really liked from Buxom was their plumping lip glosses. That's like kind of what they're known for. People really love them for that specific lip gloss. White Russian was like one of my favorites back in the day. Haven't heard anything from Buxom in quite a long time. Until recently, I saw this launch at Ulta that really interested me. And these are the boxes. So automatically I'm like summer, bronzy, like really fun packaging. And the line is called Summer Babe. Love it. Plumping lip oil and a glow stick, which I love. So it's a highlighter stick and a lip oil. I was like, I've got to try this. I picked these up, I bought these, and both of the products are wretchedly awful. Horrible. I don't even know what to start with. I think I started by trying on the lip oil. So this is called the Summer Babe Plumping Lip Oil in the shade Beaming. As you can see, there's like a bit of shimmer in it. So if you kind of mix it up, it helps disseminate the glitter and the shimmer within the product, which I can appreciate. Like, I think that's kind of fun. I think the shade itself is really pretty once it is mixed up. You can see it has like this really nice nudish glitter shade to it. It's not the color, it is simply the formula. So I'm gonna say also one of the reasons I wanted to buy it was because it has that classic oil like ball that we used to use when we were teenagers, if you're my age, to put on lip oils and put on lipsticks, and all those sorts of things that we liked were in a ball form. And unfortunately, this lip oil is so thin and non-nourishing that it does nothing for your lips. It does nothing for your lips. So it's really hard for me to be able to show you because it's just a clear lip oil, but it basically rubs into an oil that you could use on your face. Like, imagine a facial oil, a really thin facial oil that you would want to just sink in right away, kind of like the one from the Outset that I love, but in a tube form like this for your lips. It slides everywhere, there's absolutely no grip, and it does nothing to moisturize your lips. So as cute as this was, it's just so not practical for actually wearing it or it lasting. I was upset about that, and then I was like, okay, well maybe the highlighter will be cute. It's got a really nice, again, warm bronze type packaging. I think this is in the shade Sunlit here. Let me pull up the pricing on these. So the lip oil is $22, it has 3 stars. And the highlighter is $25. I obviously don't recommend either of these. Here is the shade, and even just looking at this, I was like, oh, that's gonna be super pigmented because there's nothing clear about it, and I can see all this glitter in there. And it is exactly that. It is like a giant eyeshadow stick, you guys. Look at that. Like, that is not even close to being usable as a highlighter for me and what I like. Even if I do sort of shear it out a bit, it's so silvery that it just looks very unnatural. I'm a person who likes a really natural, glowy sort of highlight lit from within, and this is just a shimmery rose gold eyeshadow stick. It would be a pretty eyeshadow stick actually, but not for $25. And there are drugstore versions of things like that that you can get as well. It doesn't feel lightweight or moisturizing on the skin. It's very thick. It's like an eye crayon, but for your face. So super disappointed in both of these, and I just feel like they had the trend on the nose to be like this summery babe vibe, and then the actual products were just, there was no thought put into them. So I definitely don't recommend testing out that launch whatsoever. But heading into a few eye products, speaking of the stick being sort of like an eye product, that I do recommend, we're gonna talk about. I think that this product is limited edition, so that's kind of also why I want to bring this up in this video, because I want you to get it while you still can. Nars loves to do limited edition products. I'm not totally positive if that's true, but I got this in PR from a Nars PR package surrounding their Laguna bronzer. It came with a bunch of stuff, including 2 eyeshadow quads. And this is the one that I want to mention because this is the only one I've tried, but I brought this to Coachella with me. This is the Nars Laguna quad eyeshadow. This is $49. And the shades in here are just everything that I would ever need for an everyday eyeshadow look, and it is so compact. So it comes with a really nice, like sort of chunky glitter topper, 2 satin finishes, and a matte brown shade. Obviously this is not gonna work for anyone that's over my skin tone, so just keep that in mind. Like, this was definitely meant for a light wash of color sort of eyeshadow. I even really have enjoyed using these satins. Like, every single shade is really nicely pigmented and just really beautiful, warm, kind of gives you the vibes that this Buxom duo has, but in a really nice compact palette with a mirror. They also dropped another one that is just shimmers that I haven't dove into yet, and that is the Laguna Sunset palette. And I just love this shimmer formula. So this one here is in the other package. And then these other 3 shades I haven't tried yet, but they've got that like really chunky, sort of glittery look to them. And I am really just into this palette shade range. So look at that. That is so pretty. Like, so sunsetty, so warm, so summery. And these two especially give you like that sunset vibe. So I have been really into those, especially for traveling. They are a little bit pricey, but to me, Nars eyeshadows are very good and they will last you a long time. So I will also be bringing this with me to that wedding, and I have it on my eyes right now, as you saw. Moving into a flop eyeshadow, which was super upsetting. I was really upset about this one. So you may know, well, maybe you don't, I used to be / am a really big Ariana Grande stan. I love her. I know all the words to all of her music. Her voice is like heaven on earth to me. I am addicted to her music. So when she came out with REM Beauty, I was cautiously excited because I wanted it to be really good. However, when I found out that it was connected to Morphe, I kind of lost interest, and I've tried a lot of stuff from them. I've been on their PR list. The only thing that I've really enjoyed, I've really liked her highlighter topper and their concealer have both been very good. Everything else I've tried, I've not been super interested in, whether it be because of the shades or the formula. And unfortunately, I have another flop from Miss Ariana, and that is the Midnight Shadow Lustrous Liquid Eyeshadows. These have 3.5 stars on Ulta's website. They are $16 each, and I got a smattering of shades from the brand. And I do want to say and preface this by saying they sent matte and they sent glitters. The matte shades are outstanding, okay? So the 2 shades that I really like from the mattes are Nevermind and BRB. These are like my classic browns, and this one especially has more of a mauve-y undertone. Really pretty. They work just as easily as the About Face liquid eyeshadows, so if you're into that and you like that formula, I say give those a try. Stick to the mattes though, because the fail comes in place with the glitter shades. So the 2 that I was most excited about, UFO being a brown with silver glitter in it, which is my favorite kind of shade to wear on my eye all over the lid. And then Fembot being this insane like duochrome pink blue. So I wore UFO the other day on my eyes, and I'll give you a swatch of both of them so you can see how pretty they are. And I was so excited because this was like the easiest one and done type of eyeshadow that I love to wear. So it's got that brownie taupe undertone. It was really easy to blend out, and then it gives you this insanely gorgeous shimmery finish. It just makes your eyes look wet. And I loved the way it looked for like an hour and a half. Let me swatch this one too. This one's in Fembot. This one I believe has gone viral on TikTok because it's such a cool shade. And I can see why. Like, it is really unique. See how it's like this duochrome blue shift. Very cool. Not something I would necessarily wear, but loved it, and I was like, I'm gonna keep it for the vibes. So about, I don't know, 2.5 to 3 hours into wearing these, my eyes were so irritated and I could not figure out why. I thought it was my allergies. I took my Flonase. It wasn't that. I would say 5 hours in, I had to wash my makeup completely off of my face because there were so many little irritating glitter flecks that had made their way into my eyeballs from this product. And I posted about that on my Instagram story, and a multitude of people had said they dealt with the same thing, where the glitter starts to dry and flake and transfer into your lashes, which gets into your eyes. It ended up being a huge mess, and I had to literally take my makeup off and reapply it before going to dinner with my friends, which is never what you want to do, simply because I was very uncomfortable. So hate to say it because it looked amazing, but it did not, obviously it didn't feel safe on my eyes. So definitely stick to the matte shades of this line and do yourself a favor and instead pick up a high quality glitter eyeshadow. If you want something similar to that brown shade, that's kind of my specialty. I have a few that I can recommend, but off the bat, I would recommend, hold please, this one from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Exaggerize Cream Eyeshadow. I'll probably bring this weekend too because it's so pretty, but this is a cream eyeshadow that also has a brown undertone with the glitter flecks over it. Sorry, I feel like you're not getting a good view of it. And the glitter is even more fine in this one than the REM Beauty one. Similar shade though. And then another one that I would recommend is a shade called A Little Quarky by ColourPop. I don't know if this one is currently available. I feel like sometimes their stuff goes in and out of stock, but this has a very similar glittery undertone with a brown base. So both are stunning. Instead of using that liquid one, which really sucked because it was just so easy to use, but it's not worth it if you're literally gonna get giant glitter flecks in your eyeballs. So, all right, still going with the eyes here in terms of eye makeup. Wanted to talk about a mascara, the mascara that I wore at Coachella that did not budge the entire time I was there, which was hours upon hours in 90-degree heat with minimal powder. And you can probably guess it's a tubing mascara. It is the Cali Ray Come Hell or High Water mascara. So the full size of this product is $24. I have the mini, which is what I brought with me to Palm Springs. It's what I keep in my travel bag, hence this being a favorite. This was the Best of Beauty Award winner for mascara in 2022 for Allure's Best of Beauty Awards. So I've talked about tubing mascaras into the ground, but basically this is a mascara that comes off with warm water and it comes off in little flakes and tubes. When you use a tubing mascara, you can get your face wet, you can, with cool water, you can sweat, you can skip powder under the eye and it is not going to budge. But this one especially is by far the most staying power worthy that I've tried. This will last you through everything, including like getting and jumping in a pool, which is why it's called Come Hell or High Water, because you can go surfing with this on and it will not come off. So again, it takes warm to hot water to get these to come off. A lot of people say that is hard to remove, which it can be, but if you're a person like me who wants your mascara to last all day without budging or flaking, then it's fine that I might have to tug a little on my lashes to get this off because it looks insanely gorgeous all day long. So if you are a person who feels like your mascara transfers no matter what, give this one a try, because I'm telling you, if it lasted like 10 to 12 hours in the desert of me sweating, it can last you however long you want. This is an amazing mascara, and again, it comes in a mini if you want to try that before you dive into the full size, and the mini is $13. Our next flop is a skincare product, and it's actually something I have tried more recently that I got in PR and I was really excited about, which sucks because I don't like it. And the reason I don't like it is, unfortunately, it's two reasons, but it's the smell. Okay, so this is the new Pore Screen from Dermalogica. This is a mineral sunscreen and it says that it has a hint of tint. It is a 10% zinc oxide based sunscreen, SPF 40 with niacinamide blurring hint of tint mineral sunscreen. So right off the bat, I gotta say, this is 1 fluid ounce and it's $55. That is crazy expensive. When we were just talking about the Kosas mineral sunscreen, this one has 1.4 fluid ounces, it's $40. This has less than that and it's $55. Dermalogica is known to be a higher priced brand. This has 5 stars on Sephora's website with 408 reviews. So, you know, maybe I'm doing something wrong here, and keep that with a grain of salt. A lot of people seem to love it. They say it's a soft glow. They have oily skin. It doesn't feel heavy. It's a nice texture. And I would agree with all of those things. It feels very nice on the skin. I don't really notice any tint effect on my skin. It's more of like, oh, that looked like bird poop. It's more of just a white, you know, classic mineral sunscreen to me. I'm not seeing much of a tint come through, and it definitely wasn't giving me any coverage, but it still blended in very well. It leaves a nice little glow to the skin, and it really wasn't that did it to me, because when I wore it, it didn't bother my skin. But it smells like pee pee poo poo, like literal titi caca poo poo, pee 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 pee. You know how people don't like the smell of the Ilia sunscreen, this one? People go out of their way to not wear this because of the scent, you know? It's got the same scent as the Ilia times 10, and it doesn't go away. For me, I can handle the Ilia one because the scent dissipates and it's not very strong. But this, using the proper amount of sunscreen, the smell, and I'm not really seeing a lot of people mention the smell, but the smell, it's stinky, stinky. It smells like rotten pee-pee. I'm not kidding. It smells like rotten pee-pee. And if you like the smell of rotten pee-pee, then this is for you. It's just the price along with the pee-pee smell and the size of it all, it's just not enough for me to recommend it to you. And there are so many good mineral sunscreens out there right now, including tinted mineral sunscreens from Neutrogena, which I think was in a favorite a couple months ago, that I would just recommend you try over this one, just the pricing alone. Which, speaking of Neutrogena, that is my next favorite. This is something that someone recommended on my Instagram stories. This is the Neutrogena Hydrating Lip Sleeping Mask from the Hydro Boost line. This is about $10, $11 at Target or at your local drugstore, and I love this. Someone had recommended it to me on Instagram before I left for my trip. I went to Coachella with Neutrogena, so I was like, I'm gonna hold off buying it just in case they happen to have it when we get there. And this was on the nightstand. I feel like there are so many undercover really, really good products from Neutrogena that people don't know about, and I'm here to bring them to the forefront. This is so good. This is very, very similar to the Laneige Glowy Lip Balms, if you've tried those. It has a slight pink sheer like shade to it. It's mostly clear. It's not going to give you much coverage, if anything at all, but it does have a little bit of a pink pull to it. It looks so beautiful on its own or paired with a lip liner, which is what I did today. These are actually a low-key favorite as well. These are the RMS Go Nude Lip Pencils. The shade range on this line is incredible, and I wore the shade Sunset Nude underneath my Neutrogena lip balm, and it just looks so glowy and glossy. It reminds me a little bit of the Rhode Peptide Lip Treatment, which, if you know, this was my favorite lip treatment of the year and probably will be again this year because I just love it so much. I got the new scent and it is insanely good. I hate that it's limited edition, but if you want that similar look and feel to the lips that give you that really nice glossy glow that you could wear at night or during the day, has some grip to it, it's unscented, definitely check this out. I am super impressed, and I feel like if you like what I like in terms of lip care, you will really, really like this. And last but certainly not least, to round out my flops in this video, we had a favorite from Nars in this video, and now we have a flop from Nars. I know a lot of people who really liked this line. I talked about this line, I think 2 or 3 videos ago. This is their Afterglow Sensual Shine lipstick line. They sent me every single shade. I have given almost all of them away to my friends and family, but I've kept a few for reference. This is the shade Devotion, and when I swatched these on my hand, I thought for sure, oh yeah, these are stunning, these are amazing, I'm gonna love these. But unfortunately on the lips, they have no body. I don't know if you can tell that is something that's really important to me. I'm gonna put this on. Something that's really important to me in my lipstick formula is that it actually feels like it's hugging my lips and moisturizing them, because otherwise what's the point? There are so many good lip products out there that I could be using instead that do the job of both, instead of having a formula that looks pretty but isn't actually doing anything, doesn't feel good on the lips. So I really love this shade, but it's so thin. It's just too thin. I don't like a formula that is so slippery that it doesn't sink into the lips. So similar to that lip plumping oil that I mentioned that just slides around. That is the vibe I get from this product. It doesn't have any grip to it. And I really enjoy some of the Nars Afterglow lip products that are in this packaging. These are different lines, but this is the Afterglow Balm in Orgasm, and it does have more of a grip to the lips than the lipsticks. The lipsticks have a little bit more coverage to them, but I personally prefer the formula of those. I already feel like my lips are just dry. It doesn't feel like it's sticking to them. It doesn't feel like it's doing me any favors in terms of the health of my lips. And like I said, there's so many products out these days that can do more than one thing that I'm like, you know, why use that when I can use, you know, the Hourglass Phantom lips that are around the same price and give me both. So that is my tea on my favorites and flops for the month. Let me know what yours were down below for April. I want to know what videos you guys want to see from me this summer as well. I'm super interested to see what you guys are interested in for the summer. My freckle launch is also this summer, so we'll definitely be diving in to all of that coming up. I may or may not have a video for you on Wednesday depending on the schedule for the wedding that Reed is in this weekend, but I will keep you updated on my community tab, and I love you and I hope you have an amazing week. Bye.